problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay.
But with that being said, let's stay in SEC country.
Big boy football.
And we're going to host Arkansas hosting Ole Miss Rebels right now. Ole Miss 8-2 on the year, 4-5-1 against the spread, taking on the Arizona Razorbacks, who are 5-5 on the year. Big letdown, 5-5 against the spread as on. Big letdown for the year so far for this year. Probably the most letdown team we've had. The line opened up in favor of Ole Miss -2. That line has been going up and down. There are some 1.5s out there. So if you're in the favor of Ole Miss, definitely go check out some of these other books. They do have it at there are some 1.5s out there. Excuse me. As far as the total, it opened up at 58, and right now that thing's sitting at 65. So somebody opened it up. They definitely had those numbers in wrong for that game. Let's get to the actual factuals real quick for this game. Okay, I went way too far for my notes. Ole Miss, the overseas 4 out of the last 5 games, they are 12-3 straight up in the last 15 games, but 1-8 against the spread in the last 9 games against Arkansas. What up, Jew? They are 1-8 against the spread in the last 9 games, 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games on the road, 1-9 against the spread in the last 10 games when playing on the road against Arkansas, 7-2 straight up in the last 9 games against the SEC conference opponent, and the unders also hit 6 out of the last 6 games whenever Ole Miss plays in the month of September. But if you're one of these guys with these statistics, they are 0-4-1 against the spread in the last 12 games when playing. In the last 5 games when playing in week 12. Arkansas. The overs hit 7 out of the last 10 games. They are 2-5 straight up in the last 7 games. The overs also hit 9 out of the last 13 games when Arkansas is at the crib. 9-1 against the spread in the last 10 games when playing at the crib against Ole Miss. 1-4 straight up in the last 5 games when playing against the SEC conference opponent. 1-5 straight up in the last 6 games when playing against a SEC West Division opponent. And they are 13-5 against the spread in the last 18 games in week 12. Injury reports right now, we were actually talking about this young fella. Zach Evans is questionable for this game. He was injured last game with concussion, so he is in concussion protocol. As far as Ole Miss right now, KJ Jefferson, he is probable for this week. Offensive lineman Dalton Wagner, he's probable as well. Of course, Dominique Johnson, they lost him for the season, and Jalen Catalon, he is out for the season as well. Last time we seen Ole Miss, they lost 30-24 in a very tough game against Alabama, and we saw Arkansas lose 13-10 against Ole Miss in a very, very close game. In fact, they went up it was back a little back and forth, but they ended up losing that game against LSU. Shout out to LSU, man. It's crazy. They lost their quarterback, but to get a year, they brought in Daniels from Arizona State, and they're right there in that hunt too in the playoff run. But with that being said, Ole Miss, Arkansas, Marley, these are actually both one of your favorite teams that we were riding with last year for sure. What's your play on this one?
Yeah, man. I'm on the Rebels, man. I'm on Ole Miss and the Rebels. Like you said earlier, man, KJ Jefferson or KJ, whatever, however they, it's KJ Jefferson. My bad. KJ Jefferson, just disappointing season. I had higher expectation for the Razorbacks this year. The defense has just been letting them down. 28 points a game. KJ and the offense is damn near averaging 30 points a game. But they in that gauntlet, man. The SEC is it's week in and week out. It's hard. You know what I'm saying? You got LSU, Mississippi State, shit. Auburn's on a down year, but Alabama, fucking Tennessee, it's hard, dog. So I get it, but I'm on the Rebels here, man. 36 points a game, defense only allowing 22. They put up a damn good fight against Alabama. I'm not gonna say probably should have won that game, but had their chances. We'll say that. But I like the Rebels here. I like Dart. I can't think of his fucking first name right now. I got a lot of shit. Hold on.
But we know what you're talking about. The QB.
Jackson. There we go. Jackson Dart. 15 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. I just think that they're the better team right now. And they're probably the more talented team as well. Although I like KJ Jefferson as the better quarterback in this game, probably. Overall, I like his size, his approach to the game. He's big, he can run. I always take quarterback that can run and give me a first down on third downs. But I just think that some of the players for for Arkansas, I think they checked out. Like you can't tell me that they predicted themselves to go 5-5 and then 2-4 in the conference. Like, that's a major letdown. So I think some of the guys have checked out. I think if you jump on top of them early, they'll probably give up, which I think this high power offense for Ole Miss can do. So I'm all over. I mean, you look at Ole Miss, they only lost to LSU, which we talked about a while ago. They're in position to get to the SEC championship, and Alabama. Other than that, they've been taking care of business and running it up on everybody. So I like Ole Miss here on the money line.
And it starts. And every time I complain, I need to call them about my goddamn internet. I never do. I never do. Anywho, so Marley, your official play, Ole Miss on the money line?
Yes, sir.
All right, and I'm right there with you, man. I don't need to say more. You said everything. And before I cut out again, I'm just on Ole Miss. I think though this line is very, very janky, but Arkansas has quarterback issues right now. You know, if Hornsby's in the game, he's a speedster. Shout out to Hornsby. He's from Mo City, out back of the woods. But, you know, KJ Jefferson coming back off of injuries. He's been out for a second. You know, I still feel confident that this Ole Miss team, especially with the running attack that they have, and if Zach Evans comes back to join the young boy, number 4 back there, I mean, I think they will be able to run all over. I mean, Arkansas has proven that they have not been able to stop anybody. I mean, though they played a great defensive game against LSU last week, but besides that, I mean, shit, man, they just haven't been playing. They're definitely one of the biggest letdown teams of the year. And I think, you know, with them just allowing, you know, almost 300 yards rushing a game, you know, and with Ole Miss averaging almost 260 rushing yards with the game with that two-headed monster, but definitely leaning on the freshman. Excuse me, but the young boy
Jackson Dart.
No. What's the boy name? He is a freshman. Kushan Judkins, number 4, man. Leaning on him, man. I mean, he nasty, dog. He's nasty. I'm on Ole Miss on the money line right here as well. And Lane Kiffin, I think he's going to come out angry, but this line is janky. But I feel confident enough Ole Miss will be able to win the game at least with a definitely struggling and a turmoil Arkansas team that's let down their whole fan base and pretty much college football fans all around the country because they were looking pretty good last year. We thought they were just going to be going up. Hey, we appreciate everybody tuning in. I am the coach. That's Marley Bits.
Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay.